Users can relocate a deduplication database, also referred to as a DDB, either to a different location on the same media agent or to another media agent entirely. Within this module, we'll learn the prerequisites involved with a DDB migration, as well as how to perform both a local and external migration using the command center, along with some best practices. To begin with, cross-OS DDB migrations are permitted only if both the source and destination media agent have the same NDNS. For example, both a Windows-based and Linux-based media agent running in 64-bit are both considered little endian operating systems, and therefore a cross-OS DDB migration between the two is supported. However, a migration from a big endian OS with a little endian OS and vice versa is not supported. From a security standpoint, the media agent management permission is required for users executing the operation on both the source and destination media agents. Without the media agent management permission, you will not be allowed to execute the DDB migration job. Finally, it is also assumed that the destination DDB location should follow the same disk and volume requirements as the source disk per the Deduplication building block guide, which you can find on our documentation site. For instance, Windows DDBs leverage VSS, whilst Linux-based DDBs are expecting to be hosted on either a logical volume, LVM, or thin volume. Furthermore, the hosting disk must meet sizing and performance expectations to account for workload growth and IOPS. For optimal performance, the DDB should therefore be placed on a fast, local, dedicated, enterprise-grade SSD. In terms of items to consider, up to 40 DDB partitions can be migrated at a time per operation. 20 partitions will be processed to begin with, and the remaining partitions will be processed as part of the queue. When migrating more than 40 partitions at a time, users are required to individually select 40 partitions to initially migrate before performing another DDB migration operation for the remaining partitions. Additionally, if a DDB partition includes both an active and sealed partition, moving the active store will not automatically move the sealed stores. Each sealed store must be moved individually using the DDB migration operation. Furthermore, an empty DDB partition cannot be moved, but can either be reconstructed first or recreated if needed. Note, the Commvault Cloud Control Plane suspends all jobs associated with the DDB being moved until a migration has completed. Jobs related to other DDBs within the same storage pool are not affected. Upon completion of the DDB migration, these same jobs are resumed automatically. Let's start with the first DDB migration option. You can transfer the partitions of an active or sealed DDB to a different location on the same media agent. For example, a user is migrating a DDB hosted on the C drive of Media Agent 1 to the D drive. To do so, open the Command Center dashboard and open the navigation bar on the left-hand side. Follow the navigation tree to Manage, Infrastructure, Media Agents. After selecting the source DDB media agent, open the Configuration tab. Select the Action button to open the context menu. Select Move. You will be prompted with a Move Deduplication DB dialog box and will be asked to input a destination media agent as well as a destination DDB location. To relocate a DDB within the same media agent, select the source media agent from the destination media agent drop-down list before inputting the new destination DDB location. Whilst you have the option to move any number of partitions with a DDB, for this example, we will be moving all of them. Having confirmed the configuration and upon initiating the DDB migration operation, a Move Partition job appears within the Jobs dashboard. For each DDB partition being migrated, an individual Move Partition operation will be spawned for it. When the job is completed, it will be marked as successful, and you can now revisit the DDB configuration to confirm the updated entries. The new DDB path will be reflected within the command center output. You can also transfer the partitions of an active or sealed DDB to an entirely different media agent as well. In this example, we are migrating a DDB hosted on the D drive of Media Agent 1 to the D drive of Media Agent 2. From the same Move Deduplication DB dialog box, this time around the user will opt to select a different destination media agent from the drop-down list, while still browsing for or manually inputting a destination path. Upon completion of the DDB migration, it will be marked as successful, and users can now revisit the DDB configuration to confirm the updated entries. The new media agent host and DDB path should now be reflected within the command center output. Having completed the DDB migration, let's review some post-migration considerations. After successfully completing the move operation, the source DDB location is cleaned within a few minutes. However, if a DDB file or source path is opened or in use by another program, the software does not delete the DDB files from the source location. To remove the source files in this scenario, manual deletion of the source path is required. Thank you for watching.